Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm Anand Chokkavelu, and we've got longtime fools Toby Bordelon and Rick Munarriz giving a 1 to 10 rating to pet insurer Trupanion, ticker symbol TRUP. Talk about the business first, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Toby's got a 7. Rick, you've got an 8.
Yeah, so there are two universal truths in the world of pet owners. One, we love our pets, and two, we are afraid of what a visit to the vet will cost us. Trupanion is a top dog, no pun intended, in pet insurance. The humanization of pets, where we treat our dogs and cats like members of the family, is a trend that obviously has helped Trupanion, but it's not just a recent fluke. The company's come through with at least 13 consecutive years of double-digit revenue growth and making it a cool cat, and pun intended.
Yeah, this is a solid business for what it is. That's why I went with 7. But there is a lot of competition in the industry now, including from more diversified insurance companies like, say, Lemonade or Progressive. And Trupanion's not profitable yet. They're competing in a niche industry, and unfortunately, that niche is a little bit susceptible to economic downturns. Like, look, are you going to stop feeding your dog when times get tough? No, of course not. But might you cut back on your insurance policy? Maybe. So that's kind of an issue for them.
I love that Rick made a dog and a cat reference. Very, very smart, very political. And those arguments.
Got to feed both sides.
That's right. That's right. We won't get into that one. We won't get into Die Hard Christmas Movie. We won't get any of these sandwiches, a hot dog. Let's go to management. 10 is Warren Buffett. 1 is Homer Simpson. Rick, you've got a 6. Toby's got an 8. We'll start with the lower score.
Yeah, so founder CEO Daryl Rollins, who was apparently inspired to start this business after having to put his pet down when he was a teenager because his family couldn't afford the vet bill, stepped down this past summer after a quarter century of leadership. That's almost as long as Toby and I have been with the Fool. The board unanimously tapped Margie Tooth, which sounds like something you take your pet to the vet to check out for, to take over. She's been at the company for a dozen years, and revenue has grown tenfold in her time there. She spent 7 years before that at the UK's leading pet insurer. The only two reasons that I went with a 6 are that she has a problematically low 35% CEO approval rating on Glassdoor. What's up with that? And we've yet to see Trupanion report its first full quarter with Tooth at the top. So I want to take a couple of quarters under her belt before I start calling Margie Tooth Wisdom Tooth.
Yeah, I went with A here. I think that management has been very good with this business. And my problem when I look at the company, to the extent I see problems, it isn't with vision. It's not really with execution. I think it's more the fundamental nature of the business, which is selling pet insurance, right? I like that founder Daryl Rollins is still with the business. That's a good sign. I like that they promoted within from someone who has been with the company for quite a while, as Rick noted. The Glassdoor thing is interesting, and that is something to look into. It looks like they've done a good job of creating a good culture of the company when you kind of look at everything they've been doing. But those ratings do give you a bit of pause about what really might be going on there. So that is a hesitation. But if you ask me, can you think of someone else who can run this business better? I don't think I could really give you a good answer to that. I think this team is good at what they're doing.
For those scoring Rick's puns, he did the wisdom tooth, but he missed the canine tooth opportunity. -1 on that, but he'll get him next time. Financials. A 10 is a fortress. A 1 is yikes. Both of you have 7s. Why that solid score, Toby?
Yeah, I don't love the financials, but they're not terrible, right? Revenue growth isn't bad, 15% in Q3, so we're still double digit here. Subscription revenue is growing at 20%, which is even better. We would like that, right? We are still well into double digits. They were profitable in Q3. That's good. I'm not yet convinced that profitability is sustainable yet. For the first 9 months, we're still at a net loss, right? So we'll see how that develops. Cash flow is positive, but not by much, right? They're kind of on the edge there. The balance sheet does look good. No immediate concerns as long as they can actually keep that cash flow somewhat positive. And they do have more cash than debt. You like to see that.
Yeah, so Red is a great name for a dog, but ugly look for a balance sheet. So despite its stellar top-line growth, Trupanion has yet to turn an annual profit on a reported basis. Like Toby, I like the balance sheet. What I don't like that the share count has exploded since the last 10 years of Trupanion as a public company. I really like how Trupanion is in the right place at the right time. But I want to wait until it goes full Visine and gets the red out on more than just an adjusted basis before believing in the company a little more.
All right, let's move on to valuation. Toby, how well will Trupanion stock do over the next 5 years, and how safe is it? 10 is a sure thing, one's a lottery ticket.
I'm going to go with 5 to 10%. I expect him to grow, but not necessarily at a rate that beats the market. On safety, I'm at 5 here. I think there's just too much risk in their single focus on the type of insurance they do. With inflation and some economic concerns, pet insurance, I think, is an easy thing to cut back on for many consumers. So I'm a big concern there.
Yeah, I went with 5 to 10% also for the return. To me, I think it's at the point where it's about to turn profitable on an annual reported basis, and that's good. But growth is slowing. It has nearly 1.7 million pets on its platform, but that's a 1% decline over the past year. Analysts see the streak of double-digit annual revenue growth that stretches back again more than a baker's dozen years, ending in 2025 right now. On a safety, I'm a 7. I'm a little more optimistic than Toby about Trupanion's ability to retain its customers, but there is competition percolating. But I do like how Trupanion has sort of become its own disruptor, like providing vet offices and hospitals with software that promotes its service in a win-win-win way.
All right, Toby, let's move on to everyone's favorite, Top It. Is there a company in Trupanion space that you like more?
Yeah, I decided to go in the insurance direction here. And if we're talking about pet insurance, people offer pet insurance, I'd probably go with something more like Progressive. That not a pure play pet insurer, but I think that's actually a good thing if you're looking at insurance. More revenue streams, and the bottom suddenly falls out of one part of the insurance market. It's not going to matter as much to Progressive. A better insurance company in general, I think.
Yeah, I went with Fresh Pets, so I didn't go insure. I just said I'm going for a humanization of pets play. Fresh Pet is the provider of fresh pet foods. They also have more than a decade of consistent double-digit annual revenue growth, but growing a lot faster than Trupanion. And while it may be easy to switch to a cheaper pet insurance, you're not likely to mess with your pet food.
Today I learned that Progressive does pet insurance. Sure enough. Thank you to both Toby and to Rick. They've given Trupanion an all right overall score of 6.5 out of 10. Fairly solid all around, but with muted returns expectations from both Toby and Rick. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Camping World Holdings. Till then, Fool on.
They cornered the market by basically getting all the supermarkets and drugstores and pet supplies.
Yeah.
Pet stores do, but if you go to a supermarket, there's just one option for fresh pet food, and that's them, because they put in these coolers. So it's branded Fresh Pet. They were smart, did that early, and I think that's a differentiator for Fresh Pet.